All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. If we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You're fine.
Okay, next is the moment of silence. This moment of silence is designated to Irina Zaratuska, Charlie Kirk, and the shooting that took place today in Evergreen High School in Denver. So, excuse me, we're doing a moment of silence, please. Thank you. I also wanted to include the moment of silence for 9/11 as well. I was going to do a separate one. Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Present.
Trustee Reinders. Present. Trustee Lepore.
Present.
Trustee Muller. Present. Trustee Schaller.
Present.
Trustee Holhauser.
Present.
Mayor Knightsky-Troicki.
Present. All right, on a good note, we have some community recognition today. Today, the Ability Awareness Committee will be recognizing Amelia Burbank, a third grade student at Schilling Elementary School, for her fundraising efforts for inclusive playground equipment at Schilling School. I would like to invite up Teresa Cansada, I always say your last name wrong, Cansanda, Felicia David, and Bobby O'Connor.
How's that? Better? Good evening. My name is Teresa Cassanda. I am part of the Ability Awareness Committee. We have
Felicia David.
And Bob O'Connor.
several of our members could not attend tonight. They have other family obligations. It's a busy time for everybody. So, but this comes from the whole committee. So we're here tonight to honor someone. You hear this saying all the time, from the mouths of babes. Well, we heard that loud and clear from a third grader last year, and today we we have the great honor of recognizing her. Her passion and determination have made a real difference in our community. Please meet Amelia. Amelia, come on up, bring your family. Bring everybody. Amelia saw something that many of us have overlooked, that the playground at her school, a place meant for fun and connection, wasn't fully accessible to all students. Instead of just noticing the problem, she took action. She saw something and then set out to say something to everybody she could. She started with her mom, then went to her principal, Mrs. Gassa, and then came to our Ability Awareness Committee and to seek some advice on how to raise funds. She led a heartfelt effort to raise money for inclusive playground equipment, ensuring that students who use wheelchairs can have more activities to enjoy along with their friends. Her vision was not just about equipment, it was about belonging. Now we are one step closer to having a playground where every student feels welcome and included. Amelia, please, do you have the check?
Yes, I do.
Please accept this donation of $1,800 from the Ability Awareness Committee. Your hard work, empathy, and commitment to equity have inspired all of us. You saw a need and you met it with heart and determination. We are so, so proud of you and so grateful that you're part of our community. Thank you.
Woo.
Amelia is now a 4th grader. She started as a 3rd grader and now a 4th grader, and I'm just in awe of what this girl's going to do by the time she's in 8th grade.
All right, congratulations and great job. Okay, thank you. Does Amelia want to say anything? Teresa, can you help her with the microphone?
Thank you.
She's so cute.
Thank you for the donation. Right now the musical instruments are in the playground, and the next thing that's going to be put in is the bank shots. Bank shots are basketball hoops with like a game tied to it, and they like are different. They're different heights, and they have like, they're not like a regular basketball hoop.
Well, thank you, Amelia. You're doing an amazing job, and you're a great leader in our community, and we are very proud to have you.
And with your donation, I reached my goal
Awesome.
of 10,000.
And just so everyone knows, the Ability Awareness Committee raised that money at the Homer Fest in the beer garden. So that was how we were able to raise the funds to give to Amelia. So thank you again. All right, moving on to amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Trustee Reinders, is there a
I'll
second?
second the motion.
Trustee Holzhauser, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're going to move on to minutes. We've got quite a few here. Is there a motion to approve April 23rd, 2025 Village Board meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore, Trustee Mason, any discussion?
No, ma'am.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. May 14th, 2025 Village Board meeting. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders?
I'll second.
Trustee Schaller? Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve May 28th, 2025 Village Board meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Holzhauser, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Mason, any discussion?
No, ma'am.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve June 23rd, 2025 Village Board meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Mason, Trustee Reinders, any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve July 9th, 2025 Village Board meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Is that Trustee Muller?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore? Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve July 23rd, 2025 Village Board meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Schaller?
I'll second.
Trustee Mason, any discussion?
No, ma'am.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve August 13th, 2025 Village Board meeting?
I'll
I'll
make
make
the
that
motion.
motion.
Trustee Reinders
I'll second.
and Trustee Muller. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're going to move on to public comment. John Christoph? I'm sorry? You're on the agenda?
I'm on the agenda.
Okay, we'll call you up then. I'm having, Frank Brujan.
Oh, I made it too, so I'm kind of slow. Hi, Mayor, Honorable trustees, and the rest of you. I've broken my neck, 1 death, and I've also had COVID for 8 days, 2 deaths, so I got 7 left to go. Since I haven't been there in several years. One thing I want to talk about, I have 5 minutes? No, 5.
You have 3 minutes, sir.
Why don't you make it 3, as long as it's 5?
You have 3 minutes, sir.
Well, I can ask for a review.
You can.
Okay. George Yukich and also Mayor Daley used to give me 5. But anyway, I don't want to argue. I like all of you. I think our water bill is a little too high. I'm 82 years old. I get $45,000 a year. My water bill is $300 a month. What are you doing to help that? Can you tell me now, Mayor?
I can't, this isn't a discussion point of the meeting,
We're
but
gonna
we will
talk
bring it
about-
up. We
When
bring it
is it
up,
gonna-
sir, we bring it up at every
Can I
meeting.
say something? Can I ask? When
Sure.
is the meeting open to the public?
It's your time. You have the floor.
I'm asking a question. I want an answer now.
I can't answer. You have 3 minutes to speak,
The
Mr.
mayor
Bujan.
told me, or the mayor's assistant told me you're going to have a meeting next month. Is that true? With the water company? German company charges $35, the highest in the country.
We will talk about that under our report, sir.
Okay, one of my suggestions, I've been here 22 years, and you go to the city of Chicago, 45 members, they have it open to the public. You guys close anything of money to the public. I don't like that. I don't think it's right. I'm a CPA. You talk about a bunch of baloney. Not baloney, excuse me. It was very nice, the little stuff that was done. We made a little nice park here. George built the park. We bought the guy out in the bank. The guy who used to own the golf course, which everybody used to go to. That was a nice move. But how do I get a hold of the financial statement? I'm a CPA.
How do you get I can't answer these
How
questions.
do I get a hold of
You
it?
can talk to Joe after the meeting. You can,
What's the
sure he
year
has
end?
your phone number.
I want to ask a question. It should be open to everybody here. When's the financial year end of this village? You can't answer that question? Financial year end, June 30th? April 30th? So you got 6 months to file a return. I want to get a hold of a return. Could I get that?
Would you mind calling Mr. Baber after the meeting and he'll
Can
be
you
able
make
to
a note
discuss?
to send it to me? Why
Yes,
should I have to
he
call
has your
him?
phone number. He can call you.
Okay, very
Okay.
nice. You're very nice. You look
Thank
very
you.
nice. Nice
Thank you, and I
dress.
hope you feel better.
Thank you. I feel great. Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Congratulations. One other thing. I'm thinking of running for public office, financial helper at large, but I don't know. I would be an assistant. to the
30
mayor.
seconds.
Well, I don't like to play beat the clown. You talk about anything important now, or is it all in financial means when you kick everybody out? You still make that rule? It's a lousy rule. I'd like the village to consider changing that rule and having it open to the public all night.
Time has expired.
You know, in the Congress, they have filibusters. You hear of a filibuster? They can do a filibuster right now.
Mr. Bujan, are you done with your public comment?
Ma'am, I had one question.
Okay.
Could the village consider extending the financial talk for a little longer than 5 minutes, very short?
Are you asking for an additional minute?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a motion on the floor to approve Mr. Bujan an additional 1 minute?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee
Thank you.
Schaller, trustee Lepore, all in
people.
favor?
Aye.
Everybody
one
here
more
is
minute.
nice, and we want to help each other out.
Sure.
But I don't make $45,000 a year. I'm destitute. I'm good at the stock market, but I can't live for that kind of money. Can you help me a little bit, seniors? My neighbor fell down the stairs and almost killed himself. Not killed himself, but died. And they don't have good emergency service here. Can you help us with that? A lot of senior citizens, like your mom and dad's age, you fall and break your neck, you're dead. Unless you have that call service. Just a comment. I didn't think I'd get to 82.
30 seconds.
My dad was 78 when he died, he was born in 1942. But we're living longer. Sister Jean's 106. No big families anymore, 2 kids. Okay, thank you very much for listening. You're very nice people. I like all of you, and I don't want to be argumentative. I'm done.
Thank you, Mr. Bujan.
Thank you. You're very good listeners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can't read the next name, but it looks like Henry? Harry? Okay, all right, so you'll wait till the next agenda. Okay, we're done with public comment. We're moving on to reports and communication from President and other officers. Village Manager Joe Baber.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
I'm reporting for the Environment Committee. Staff is the liaison for that. As a reminder, the Environment Committee is still accepting nominations for our annual Community and Nature Harmony Award and our Big Tree Contest. You can visit the committee website or Facebook for more information on these awards and deadlines. The committee's fall stargazing event will be held at Heritage Park on Friday, September 26th from 7 to 10 p.m. Come out and join the volunteer astronomers to view our dark skies with an indoor viewing animal from Big Run Wolf Ranch at Village Hall. Will County Green will also be hosting their electronic and household hazardous waste drop-off at Village Hall on Saturday, September 27th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Appointments are required at this event, so be sure to grab the flyer located on the public comment table for more information or visit the Will County Green website. Fortunately, our staff is taking a well-deserved break this weekend as there are no events scheduled here at the village. I want to thank our staff, our event staff, our park staff, our public works staff, staff here within the building for all their efforts with these events. I was at the Food Truck Friday last week and it was well attended. Residents were very thankful of everything that we do here as far as events go. The scarecrows are now available to be decorated for the Heritage Park display out at Village Hall. You can pick them up here at Village Hall. Registration is online. There are $15 to get a scarecrow, pick it up and decorate it, and it'll be presented in September. Reporting on behalf of the Behavioral Health and Addiction Recovery Committee, I would like to recognize today, September 10th, as World Suicide Prevention Day. Suicide is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. Over 49,000 people died by suicide last year. That's one death every 11 minutes. 12.8 million people seriously thought about suicide, 3.7 million made a plan for suicide, and 1.5 million attempted suicide. Suicide rates have been climbing since 2020. This is partly attributed to the pandemic and the increased use of social media. It was 9 years ago that I lost a very, very close family member to suicide. If you know someone is struggling or is showing the warning signs, trust your instincts, take the first step, reach out, and help someone feel less alone and let them know you care. There are many resources available, or simply call or text 988. These services are free, confidential, and available 24/7. The Behavioral Health Committee will be holding an event September 20th here in Heritage Park. Please check the village website for more information, and you will see promotional materials out along the community regarding this event. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Baber. Trustee Schaller? Trustee Muller?
I just want to take a brief moment to recap and say thanks to the Will County Sheriff's Office and Flock Safety for their presentation our last meeting. And again, to just remind everybody to either direct their questions, whether they're for, against, unsure of the flock cameras, to myself or Trustee Mason with the Public Safety Committee. I've seen a lot of misinformation spread by the social media scholars that just seem to rile people up and try and point everyone in the wrong direction with misinformation. So.
I've never seen that before. Trustee Reinders?
Thank you, Mayor. I have no report for parks, but I would like to thank everybody that came out to the parade. We put a lot of hard work into it, and we got so many kudos from people that had come out. They really enjoyed it, so gave us some ideas for next year. So I just want to say thank you to everybody and everybody that worked so hard to make it happen.
Trustee Mason?
As Nick mentioned, we had our public safety and public service meeting on September 3rd, and just letting you know that obviously the off-road vehicles, most people have adhered or heard, but a few that haven't. There's been some very hefty tickets written. Hopefully they learned their lessons. I had a much longer report, but at this time I think I would like to reflect back on Charlie Kirk for a minute. Charlie Kirk was a great kid, very smart, and he will always be remembered. It is so sad and senseless. I wonder often why this has to happen. He was a major figure in the U.S. conservative politics. He was a figure for the U.S. conservative movement. Known for mobilizing young voters, he was a true patriot and shaping the youth of America. This is a horrific event. He was one of the best that this country had to offer. He was brilliant, local boy from Illinois. He will truly be missed. Our hearts and prayers go out to his wife and his family and friends. Everyone is affected by this horrific atrocity. Charlie will never be forgotten. He embraced open and free speech and welcomed positive debate. Political violence has no place in these United States. And again, our condolences go out, and God bless his wife and 2 infant children.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. Trustee Lepore?
Nothing to report, ma'am. Thank you.
Trustee Holzhauser?
No report.
Village Clerk? No report. Village Attorney?
Briefly, thank you, Madam Mayor. The village recently attended a teleconference with representatives from the Illinois Attorney General's office and Illinois American Water about 7 days or so ago, about 10 days ago. The mayor was present in addition to the village manager and Trustee Reinders. It was a collaborative discussion. We remain hopeful that at the end of the day that an agreement's going to be able to be reached, or a memorandum of understanding is going to be able to be reached, which is going to address the concerns that were raised by the residents, the billing anomalies that we had seen, in addition to the customer service concerns that were noted in that survey. Some 700 plus, Joe, I think it was 740 some odd residents had responded to a survey, and the Illinois Attorney General's office had taken that survey. He spent a lot of time looking at it, as did our staff, and are engaged in ongoing discussions with Illinois American Water germane to that survey. So we remain hopeful, and it's a positive step in the right direction. Secondly, the village manager and the mayor and myself attended a transportation committee with the Will Council Governmental League. The mayor had asked her fellow mayors of 22 jurisdictions to see if they'd be interested, or to discuss the possibility of defunding a grant block fund, which is given to Will County to expand portions of 143rd Street. She tried. The mayor put it together along with the village manager to advance that position. What they asked for was for this group, this entity that had been delegated authority from CMAP, which is the Chicago Metropolitan Area Planning Organization, to see if they would consider defunding, or alternatively, if they weren't interested in defunding, revising this plan substantially to avoid this 5-lane superhighway going through this wonderful village. So the ask was made, and the response that was given to that by that transportation committee was that they required some sort of a letter from Will County, because they're the sponsor of that project, before they can consider refunding it or reprogramming the funds that were allocated to it. And the amount of federal funds that were allocated to it for fiscal year, I believe 2006 and 2007, were approximately $7 million. The whole project, I believe, totaled approximately $70 million. The amount of federal fundings that were allocated through this particular grant amount of money were approximately $7 million. So although they said no, I know one thing I know about this mayor and this village manager and this board, that we keep marching forward. So just because one person says no, doesn't mean we're not going to keep plugging away at that option, in addition to all other options that are on the table. So just wanted to give everybody a heads up as to what we're doing, the efforts that we're putting forth. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Attorney. Public safety officials? I don't see any here. I really didn't have, what's it? I don't see them here. I really wasn't going to report on anything today, but first and foremost, I'm so proud of the Ability Awareness Committee. That our committee is really working hard to make our community more inclusive. Look what you guys did. You brought Amelia to us, Amelia, how much was your goal? Was it 10,000? You raised $10,000. More than that. Look at you. All because she noticed something on a playground that wasn't right. I mean, those little acts of kindness, which ended up being something huge for our community. My son goes to that school, and my son has cerebral palsy. He will be able to enjoy, sorry, you got me emotional, darn it. He'll be able to enjoy the things that you did for this community. So I am indebted and thankful for you, okay? Also, 24 years ago tomorrow, 9/11 happened. Our country was broken. I want you guys all to think back to September 12th, how our nation came together and we were one. I don't know where we went wrong from there. I don't know how we became the divided states, but we're supposed to be the United States. And the things that are happening in our nation today is not right. And it starts at home. It starts with your kids, telling them not to bully others. It starts as an adult on social media, not attacking people because they may not agree with your political views. I'm tired of the violence, regardless if it's political, if it's school, or what it may be. Enough. I'm asking this community to knock it off, come together, be the leaders that we are, and if you see somebody doing something that can hurt somebody, as Mr. Baber just stated, it's Suicide Awareness Day. He just stated he had a very close family member commit suicide. I know Trustee Reinders had somebody in her family commit suicide. The things that we do to each other harm each other, emotionally, internally, and it causes people to do harm to themselves and others. Personally, the things I see about myself on Facebook, it doesn't feel good. I should never have to, at some point, be used to waking up every day and seeing something about me or my family on social media. It's not right. No. I'm okay with it. I'm a strong woman. I know that there are haters out there, and I can handle it. But it's time that this community rallies together and say enough is enough. I'm asking everyone to please do better and be better. With that, thank you. Sorry. Moving on to consent agenda. Number 1, consider for approval the accounts payable for period of August 30th, 2025 through September 11th, 2025 in the amounts of $197,105.61. 2, consider for approval a contract with Polak. Is that how you say it? Polak? Polak? Polach? Polach. Okay, Polach. Okay, good. Polach Appraisal Group, Inc. for right-of-way acquisition appraisal services for the village's 151st Street expansion project in the amount of $160,200. Consider for approval the release of retention for Heritage Park cul-de-sac lighting project in the amount of $15,937.70 to be paid to Lions Pioneer Electric. 4, consider for approval a payment for Village of Homer Glen's July legal bills from Peterson, Johnson, and Murray in the amount of $18,204. 5, consider approval a quote from Aries Inc. for televising, cleaning, and locating the Meadowcrest subdivision outfall sewer and field tile in the amount of $5,340. 6, consider approval a purchase of a trailer for transporting the mini excavator for the Public Works Department in the amount of $15,227. And 7, consider for approval pay estimate 1 for the Pine Hill and Kensington Estates Drainage Improvement Project in the amount of $272,945.69 to be paid to Earthworks, Inc. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Muller? You guys sound alike over there, sorry. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to legislation and action items. Number 1, consider for approval a reimbursement grant award under the Commercial Building Improvement Grant Program to FE Properties LLC, owner of Fisher Plaza, for eligible improvements at 14322 South Golden Oak Drive in the amount of $7,500. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Lepore.
I'll second.
Trustee Reinders. Any discussion?
The plaza looks beautiful. I've seen the improvements that they've already made to the plaza, and it looks great. And I think it's going to be a great addition to that area there.
Trustee Lepore.
I have a business interest in that plaza, so I will abstain.
So I will make that motion because I had forgotten about that, and
Yeah, we're gonna have to, you can't make a motion on something you're
Retract
gonna
it.
abstain from. So would you?
I'll withdraw my motion.
And Trustee Reinders made the second. Would you like to first?
I'll
the
make
first. Trustee
And I'll
Mason,
second.
Okay. Any more further discussion?
Bottom line, what trustee Reinders stated is absolutely correct. I think it's going to just be an improvement to the facility itself. You and I have been there a couple different times on different occasions, and I'm glad that you're now a resident.
Trustee Holzhauser, do you have anything?
Nothing at this time.
Trustee Schaller?
I have nothing.
Trustee Muller? I do have a question. I do know when we went there for a ribbon cutting, once upon a time, I wasn't happy with the parking spaces. They were very narrow, and the handicap spot was unacceptable, in my opinion. Was that being looked at and addressed?
That's been addressed, yeah.
It has,
I
okay.
thought it was corrected.
Okay. All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Abstain.
Motion carries. Number 2, consider for approval an ordinance granting 1, a major change to a PUD with exceptions, 2, a special use for a drive-through use, 3, a special use 24-hour operation, and 4, site improvement plans for certain real property located in C3 General Business District at 14025 South Bell Road, Homer Glen, Illinois, PIN 1651301260000 HG 2515-PUD. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore? Trustee Reinders?
Okay. I think that there's a lot of misinformation out on social media regarding this project. Everybody keeps thinking that a new bank, Homer Glen is going to be acquiring a new bank, and that's not true. Chase Bank has been in Homer Glen. They've been an established business in Homer Glen for 29 years. They came here in 1996. They've been in Jewel for that long of a period of time. Unfortunately, as the community grew, they outgrew the space in Jewel. And what they're looking for now is to enhance their services to be able to provide more services and better services to their customer base. And they have a huge customer base in our village and in the surrounding areas as well. So I think it would be a disservice to Chase Bank if we said, no, as a business, we're not going to allow you to grow or to provide more service to your customers. So I just feel that I think this would be a great project for that building. That building has been up for lease for more than 3 years. They've not been able to attract anybody there. And yes, would I like another restaurant in Homer Glen? Absolutely. I'm tired of going everywhere else to go out for dinner. But the problem is that with the economy as it is today, there is no restaurant that can afford to pay the high rent that landlord charges. So I think with the sure thing, we have Chase Bank that has deep pockets that can come in and actually put a business there and continue their business and provide more service. So I totally approve of this project.
I have a question. You don't eat at Taza every day?
No.
Trustee Lepore?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The vast majority of residents I have spoken to about this plan oppose it. There is a fear of vacant properties sitting throughout the village, but a comparison may be made to the Purple Onions up 143rd Street. However, I would caution you, location, location, location. In real estate, that's the #1 rule. And this location is far superior to that of Purple Onion. I don't believe this property will sit vacant long. Another point I have, the loss of sales tax revenue. The Chili's would produce sales tax revenue to the village somewhere in the neighborhood of substantially more than what Chase will produce, which is 0. There is no stopgap for that. Also, a large portion of the building will sit vacant, as per the plan submitted by Chase. I feel this is a lazy attempt by a major financial institution to pound a square peg through a round hole. I believe we can do better for this property than another bank, and approval of this plan will be short-sighted and not in the best interest of Homer Glen. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Lepore. Trustee Holzhauser? You can pass if you want to wait.
I'm going to pass.
Okay, Trustee Mason?
I agree with a lot of the sentiments that Trustee Lepore makes. Half the property is going to be vacant. I think there could be better use for this property, and I have heard exactly the same from a lot of my residents and constituents that do we really need another bank?
Trustee Muller?
I've looked through the plans, the proposal. I love the look of it. I really do. I think it's a gorgeous rendering. But I have to agree with what Trustee Lepore and Trustee Mason said. It's just, I don't think it's the right location, the right time, the right place to put a bank there. There's a lot of, like Trustee Lepore said, it's location, location, location. I think that property could be turned into something very nice and just a spot that would attract people from all over if it was a restaurant or some type of business like that.
Trustee Schaller.
Thank you, Mayor. While the proposed Chase Bank development offers potential commercial benefits, the risk to neighborhood character, traffic safety, environmental quality, and zoning integrity outweigh the demonstrated public need. I recommend denying the ordinance to allow further refinement of the proposal, additional community input, or exploration of alternative use that better align with the village's goals and comprehensive plan.
You done?
Okay. That's all.
Thank you. I'm going to come back to Trustee Holzhauser.
I don't have a comment. I think, I guess I do have a comment. I mean, I hear what everyone says. I've talked to people and they're pro-business. They don't like seeing empty buildings. So I guess I go back to thinking of the bank that closed in Menard's parking lot and it's an Arby's now. You know, so that's what we pulled with that space. I mean, timing, you know, location, 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 but timing, I wish Chase would have seized that property a few years back, and that would have made a lot more sense. However, we have an empty building. What Chase is going to do is going to create jobs, whether they're construction jobs or more banking jobs. There is potential in that, and so I feel like we do have spaces to build as well in terms of if a restaurant were to come in, it's not like we're out of space. So I have an opinion that I'm not against it, but I also thought that, didn't Chase want to come here and then they backed off because of some negative feedback they were getting? Where's Chase in on all of this?
Well, I believe there's representatives here from Chase. I was going to just invite.
I think I'd like to hear what they have to say before I made any final decisions.
Yes, I'm going to invite them up. I just wanted to give the trustees their first round.
Thank you.
Is there, John, and I'm sorry, I can't read the second name, but was it Henry? Are you with Chase Bank as well?
John Chrisoff, I am with Chase Bank.
Okay.
Do you want to entertain a motion to discuss the goals temporarily, just so that
Yep. I'm looking for a motion, or I'd entertain a motion to suspend the rules to allow Chase Bank.
I'll make that motion to suspend the rules to allow Chase Bank to come before us.
I'll second.
Trustee Muller, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I'm sorry. Just formalities. Come on up.
Thank you. Thanks, Mayor, trustees, staff. Thanks so much for having us. I'm John Chrisoff. I'm the market director of real estate for Chase Bank. My territories include Illinois, Wisconsin, and Northwest Indiana. I have a team here. The owners is representing here Norman Burmaster. He's came in from Miami to talk to you a little bit about the economics of the deal if you want to talk a little bit more about that. We have zoning counsel here. Dawn Fennell, our regional director of operations. She handles about half of Chicagoland. We have civil engineer, and we also have our architect if you want to talk about the details of the building, if we start talking about that. But just want to talk a little bit, like 5 minutes or so about the deal. Chase intends to invest here just short of $8 million in Homer Glen to transform an outdated, underperforming property into a state-of-the-art facility that will enhance the property's value, increase property taxes, and attract more customers to the surrounding commercial area, indirectly increasing sales tax through increased traffic and additional lending that we'll be doing. So for example, if you make a loan, a home equity loan, and someone goes to Home Depot, puts a new porch on their house, that will increase sales tax. The new Chase facility will provide a broad array of services that the village residents can't get at their in-store Jewel right now. For the first time, village residents who are also Chase customers will have access to business banking, investment advice, personal and business lending, credit card sales, etc. We're only temporarily not using the entire building. That's only because our current staff is very small in the in-store. We hope to increase traffic, get a lot of business, and then actually build out the rest. So we're not keeping, that's just a very short term, and we have already been getting a lot of demand from surrounding branches of folks that want to use that for office space and things like that. So we will do long term, we do plan on using the entire building. Chase recognizes that the village wants to attract and retain restaurants, which is a worthy goal. Chase definitely supports that. To be clear, however, the approval of Chase tonight is not a choice between a restaurant or a bank. Approval of Chase would not eliminate a restaurant or block a restaurant from operating in Homer Glen. We did a little bit of an analysis, and I have some handouts I can pass around to everybody.
If you wouldn't mind just passing them to the woman on the end, Gina,
Sure.
and then she can pass them forward. Thank you.
So what's the location? I don't know what's the location there.
Can I ask for
former
a clarification question? What you just passed out, was that handed out in Planning Commission as well?
No, this was done based on some of the comments from Plan Commission about restaurants. So right now, we've counted 54 restaurants in the area. 25 chain restaurants, this is in Homer Glen, not in the surrounding suburbs. 25 of those are chain restaurants, 29 are local restaurants, it's about half-half. And then 45 of those are inline and 9 freestanding. The density of restaurants in Homer Glen is very, very solid. Homer Glen has right now 24,852 plus or minus residents. That's 2.172 restaurants per thousand. And then to put that into comparison, Greater Chicagoland MSA, the Metropolitan Statistical Area, that's Naperville, Elgin, Chicago, all the burbs, has a density of restaurants of 0.7 per thousand. So +2 is pretty high in comparison, much higher than the density in Overland of all of Chicago. And then also in context, the highest in the nation right now is San Francisco with 3.9 per thousand restaurants. New York is 3.184. So it's a healthy community with restaurants. Chili's, however, was underperforming for years. They were on a short-term lease and they wanted to exit the property. The owner is here today. He can talk about the history with Chili's and the economics of the deal. When they bought the property, they bought it under the Chase lease, which was the Chili's lease, excuse me, which was very high. Even the economics of our deal, which is we're paying a considerable sum to buy it, it's not extremely lucrative for the seller. The next deal, if we're not approved, it's going to probably be way worse than that. So the owner believes, and he can attest, I'll let him speak if you guys would like, allow. If Chase was not approved, the property could be vacant for years. That's we fear. The village also has a lot of other restaurant sites available right now. Taza's, Arby's is going to be up for sale. The Purple Onion, as you know, we just talked about, is up for sale. That's been on for sale since 2019, 6 years. There's a number of lots in front of Menards. The lot south of BMO for a freestanding restaurant is available. The lot next to Pet Supplies Plus is available, as you know. And I count 4+ inline retail spots available. I think there's more. That was a quick analysis. I totally agree with you. Location, 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 I agree. That's why Chase likes that property too. That's why we're very interested in it. We looked at a lot of other sites. I couldn't get those approved. This one, I do like the location. It's a great location. That's why we put an offer in the market and it was accepted, and we hope, that's respected and honored. That's this country. If Chase is not approved, we're worried that that property will likely join the list of available restaurant sites or properties that are currently available right now. Again, this is not a decision between Chase and a restaurant. We're not blocking anybody. We want more vibrant economic activity. We want to invest a significant amount of money in Homer Glen. And we want to lift we want a rising tide. We want to lift everybody up. Chase is excited to partner with the village here and invest in this community. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to working with you. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Does any of the trustees have questions for John?
Yes.
No. Okay. Mr. Bujan,
Yes, ma'am.
please.
Question from
No questions from the floor. I'm sorry. No. Is there anyone else from Chase that wanted to step up to the podium?
Chase is too big.
Anyone from Chase?
First of all, my name is Norman Burmaster.
Sir, we can't hear you. The audio is really bad here. All right, thank you.
I tend to talk loud because I don't hear as well, because
Okay.
something about going to school in the 60s. So I have condense 5.5 years of our ownership of this property into 2 minutes. For those of us that were in school before AI, this is my Cliff Notes. The property was originally leased by GE Capital to Brinker, which is the parent company of Chili's. We bought the property in 2020, February of 2020, for $2,950,000, all cash. At that time, the tenant Chili's was paying $259,256 a year in rent, which gave us an 8.8% return, which was very acceptable to us at that time. After a couple of years, Chili's came to us and said that they were losing money and they wanted to renegotiate the whole deal. We entered into negotiation with them starting around 2022, but in the end, they really just wanted to get out of the lease. We negotiated a lease termination, which terminated the lease as of February 13th, 2025, rather than the expiration date of the termination of the base year of the contract, which would have been December 31st, 2027. Chase paid us a termination fee of $328,715 because they were losing, by their report, approximately $600,000 a year in operating expenses and overall operation of the property. At the same time, we could not put a sign on the property because Chase was still in the, Chili's was still in the premises. But we have extensive contacts throughout the United States. We manage over 800 properties in the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. And we sent out some information about the availability of this property. We were particularly focused on a restaurant, which you've mentioned. But the reality of it is that based on our $2,950,000 in purchase price, not including other holding costs, we would have accepted a 6.5% return, which would have been a rent of $192,000. Most freestanding single-tenant, triple-net lease restaurants like this, where the tenant pays all the expenses, they look to have a rent-to-sales ratio of about 5%. Anything over that is a failing restaurant. Under that is a better profit. At a 5% return, a restaurant would have to produce gross revenues of $3,835,000, or approximately $1.77 million more than what Chase was achieving while they were at the property. At this time, in addition to what Chase has provided about the competition, I've looked through the market area from 143rd Street, specifically to Menards, which is a 3-block area. In that area, there are 25 establishments for food service. That's a real heavy density. I recognize actually one of the people here that I did not realize when I ate at Tanza last night. And I discovered why Chili's probably went away after your veal piccata and cannoli, which is right here, right now. Thank you.
Didn't know you were there.
Well, I didn't know you were here. And then I saw you come in and I said, I can't believe it. I'm in Homer Glen. I know somebody.
I was there last night too.
And the food really is terrific. I actually live in Coral Gables, and I have over 42 restaurants, bars, and nightclubs that I can walk to from my condo. If I'd had the food that I ordered at your restaurant last night, I would have paid twice as much, gotten half as much, and been kicked out after 40 minutes. Thank you very much. But anyway, the Chase deal is actually resulting in several $100,000 loss for us. We have tried to market this property primarily to leases to national restaurants, because those are the only kind of restaurants that can pay this kind of rent. We're not prepared to lose hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars more. Chase is going to be the best use for this property. When you talk about highest and best use, this is it. You don't get a better tenant than Chase. We actually wanted Chase as a tenant. We didn't want to sell the property to them. We wanted a 20 or 25-year lease, which is typical of the leases that we negotiate with banks throughout the country. They wanted this site so badly that they will only buy it. They did not want to rent because they want to commit to this property for a very long term. With that, I ask you to please reconsider thought to approve this, because while there may be an ideal of what might be, this is the only thing that's come up in the last 3 years of trying to market this property to national and international branded uses. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I do appreciate the coming to Homer Glen with the weather is much better than Miami. Thank you.
I'm going to ask the trustees, does anyone, I'm sorry, can you state your name one more time?
Norman Burmaster. I'm Senior Vice President of Orion. I've been in commercial real estate since 1967, and I've been with the company I'm with since 1983.
Okay.
So I've had a little bit of experience, all in commercial property. I managed one residential property at the beginning of my career and never wanted to do that again. Thank you.
Does any of the trustees have any questions? Is there any further discussion? If you have a sentiment to say, sure.
Thank you for hearing me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I would just like to reiterate once again to the trustees that this is an existing business in Homer Glen. This is not a new bank. This is a bank that has been in business since 1996 in our community. 29 years of business, of doing business with Homer Glen. That's all I have to say.
Trustee Lepore?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the 54 restaurants in the area. While we have a lot of eateries in Homer Glen, and there's a lot of outstanding ones, including Taza, what we have a vast majority of is fast food restaurants. What I'm hearing from residents is sit-down restaurants is what people want. And to say that the only options are Chase or nothing, I think is still short-sighted. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Nay.
Trustee Muller.
Nay.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Pass.
Trustee Schaller.
Nay.
Trustee Mason.
Nay.
Motion does not pass. Mr. Baber, would you be so kind to reach out to the people who just spoke later on? I know that we had some discussion on some other things that maybe we could talk about. Do you have a question? Here. Another formality.
I'd like to make a motion to formally reject the conclusions and the findings and the facts from the Plan Commission recommendation.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Schaller? Any discussion on that?
No, ma'am.
Basically, that's a formality when the public, when Planning Commission votes on something, we are not approving what they, Mike can explain it.
Yeah, just so this briefly, the way our village board and the way our ordinances work, the Plan Commission is not the final authority, not the final say on zoning issues in this village. We don't have a zoning board of appeals. We do have a Plan Commission. The final authority comes directly from this board. The Plan Commission simply makes a recommendation to the Village Board of Trustees for the village board to act upon. At this point, there's been a motion that's been made to formally, just from a formality standpoint, reject the conclusions and findings of fact that were made by the Plan Commission recommendation, and that's been seconded. So, thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
No.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore,
Aye.
Trustee Muller,
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser,
Nay.
Okay, that motion carries. All right, moving on to number 3. Consider for approval an ordinance amending 114-11 of the Village of Homer Glen Code of Ordinances regarding license fees charged for business licenses. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Lepore, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Lepore, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. This is something that came out of Economic Development Committee. I would like to say that right now, the current business license fee is $30. It's been $30 forever. There is a cost associated with doing this work throughout the village, and by bringing it up to a higher fee, we get more in line with neighboring communities, and it's something that just needs to be done. I fully support this ordinance and look forward to moving forward. Thank you.
Sorry. Trustee Holzhauser?
Yeah, I was at the September 3rd A&F meeting. This was a well-vetted topic, and I agree with it as well. Thank you.
Trustee Mason? Wait, did I skip somebody? Muller. I always forget you. I'm so sorry. You're so quiet.
All right.
Trustee Muller. Did it 3 times.
You're gonna take it down to 70.
No, we did speak about this at the A&F meeting, and yes, it's an increase, but it's a minor increase, and it brings us up with neighboring communities, and it will be a wise choice across the board. So, like Trustee Lepore said, there are associated costs with everything behind the scenes when it comes to business licenses.
All right, Trustee Mason?
Yes, ma'am. As Trustee Holzhauser states and Trustee Lepore, we batted this around at the A&F meeting back on the 3rd, I believe it was. And bottom line, this fee has remained the same since 2004. I think it's time. I believe I'd like to amend the motion, though. So I would like to amend the motion to reduce it to the $75 versus the $100.
Is there a second to the amendment?
I'll second that motion.
Trustee Lepore. Okay, so now back to discussion again for the amendment.
I just think that that's more in line. We are trying to be as business friendly as possible.
I do have a clarification question, because you said drop it from 75 for the fee. Is that including the late fee?
No, drop it to 75, because right now the motion is recommended to
For 100 for both, though, for the fee and the late fee. Are you making your motion to reflect for both the fee and the late fee?
Yes, that would be
Okay,
fine.
just for clarity. Okay.
Okay. But again, it's been stagnant since 2004. We want to try to do what we can to help our businesses, but at the same time, I think the administrative cost and everything else has gone a little up in 21 years.
Okay, discussion on, this is still discussion on the amendment. Trustee Lepore?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. There was a lot of discussion in economic development about this fee, and we were back and forth between 75 and 100, and I do think 75 is fair, and it's a good increase, and it puts us in a better position going forward. Thank you.
Trustee Holzhauser?
No comment.
Trustee Reinders? Oh, can Trustee Reinders, assuming she has a business license, is she allowed to speak on this matter?
She hasn't spoken on last one, then. Yes, she can.
She can? Okay, never mind. Hi. Go ahead.
No, I think it's about time.
Okay, Trustee Muller?
No, it's a minimal change, dropping it down to the 75. I'm all for it.
Trustee Schaller?
Well, I'm going to be the dissenting vote here. I support amending it to increase the business licenses, but I would propose adopting a tiered structure based on square footage and amount of employees. I think it's unfair for our businesses that are just starting out to incur this. I think, what are we at, 200% increase for these businesses. And I don't believe this should start until 2026. And any new business that comes into town should have a 1-year respite of not having a business license fee, so they can get off the ground and hopefully flourish in town.
So are you making a motion to do that, or are you just still in part of discussion?
I'm making a motion to increase the business license to $100, but that is the top and it will be tiered depending on size of business. So
The
a
option,
small business, less than 2,000 square feet and less than 10 employees, $50. A medium business, 2,000 to 5,000 square feet with 10 to 25 employees would be $75. And any business larger than 5,000, greater than 25 employees would be $100.
I think I'm the only one that has that much square footage.
I'm just going to interject for a second. I like where you're going. I think the number of employees can be skewed,
Well,
though.
we could do square
Okay, just, I would stick to square footage. So his motion is superseding the first amendment, or amended one. So is there a second to trustee Shaller's amended
second the
motion?
motion.
Trustee Lepore. Okay, trustee Lepore, do you have any comments on this?
Yes, I do, actually. Trustee Shaler must have been eavesdropping in our Economic Development Committee meetings. This was discussed as well. The square footage tax, while it seems extremely fair and is probably the best way to do things, other municipalities do it exactly this way. The amount of data needed to collect to do this proposal is going to be extensive and exhausting to the village. We have to get a lot of data we do not have at this time. So we went the simpler approach and just raising it to a flat fee. I do agree it is a better system. I do agree it's probably more fair. I do agree it should be implemented at some point, but there's no way to get this in place in a reasonable amount of time. A lot of legwork needs to be done, and it's just not available at this time to be done.
I'm going to call on Gina Marcotte for a moment, because I was the clerk once upon a time, and we had a vision of increasing. I'm going to reserve my opinion on this, but we know a lot of the square footage because a lot of people have leased, like for the gaming or the establishments with liquor licenses. Wouldn't we also know it for nail salons and everything else too, or is that not on there? Because you can put it on their sheet, their business license sheet, when they go to renew. That's a question you can ask, and that is what will determine their cost.
That would actually be a question for the building department, because they would be the ones that would have to go into each business and do it. So I'm not sure what they, when they go in and fill out the occupancy permit, or the occupancy permit at the building department, I don't know exactly what information gets put on there. So as far as like the business licenses, that application, we don't ask for the square footage.
Okay. I think if you're going to do this and you guys want to do it right, there's no rush. It's not like this has to be done. So if you guys want to do it the right way, is the tiered system, which when I was the clerk, we actually entertained that as well. But that was when COVID happened, so we kind of waived all business fees at that time. You guys are still in discussion. I just wanted to open the floor to Gina, so if you guys have questions, you can ask Gina questions as well. Trustee Mason.
So at this time, I would like to table and bring it back to A&F so we can pound out the particulars of this. And I think Trustee Scheller has some very good, valid points, and I think it's a more fair assessment, as Trustee Lepore had stated. But at the same time, I don't want this to go on forever, so it's been since 2004, and it's been long waited.
So there's a table on the floor. Is there a second to tabling? Trustee Reinders. Is there any discussion on? There's no discussion. Oh, there's no discussion on the table. Can you, Madam Clerk, please call the roll for tabling?
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders. Aye. Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
No.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries to table. We're going to go to old business, but since we just talked about that, and I do have a question since we're in old business. Can Trustee Schaller attend an A&F meeting if he's not on A&F and they can suspend the rules to open discuss?
Sure, yeah.
So there you go. Okay, and then there's a couple of things. I just wanted everyone to know that the president had mandated that all flags be lowered today. So I know I did, when I was coming in here today, I know I had some residents ask me why the flag was lowered. It's because the president mandated it. I also have a question. Obviously, we have, Mr. Boujan, are you okay?
I got Alzheimer's.
Okay. Is that why you're coughing?
Yeah.
Okay. Just let us know if you need somebody. There's an officer in the back that can assist you.
So it's just, I'm okay too.
Just making sure you're okay.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Pardon me?
Okay. Obviously, everybody knows that we have a lobbyist that we're working with. We've had other lobbyists reach out to us. And we did meet with one. We had discussions with others, but we did meet with one that we really liked and really interested in. I'm sorry that I have not discussed this. I mean, I think I've told a few of you that we've been kind of talking about different things. Mr. Baber, did we ever follow up with that second group that we had met with? I know there was one time you reached out and did not get a return call, but I wasn't sure if you left off from there.
We did reach back out to them to, actually, we did talk to our current lobbyist and to, I did not get a response.
Is your mic on? Because I can barely hear you.
It is, yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I did not get a confirmation that they would be able to work in tandem together.
Okay.
I could further investigate that.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, I did have a conversation.
Oh, yeah, please, yeah.
At your direction and Joe's,
Yes.
I did have a conversation with one of the groups I believe that you and Mr. Baber did discuss with, and they were interested.
They were or they weren't?
They were.
Oh, okay.
But I basically, where I left it off with is that, that the village would be discussing our needs for litigation help, those sorts of things, and that would be in contact with them, and potentially they wanted to come and just speak at public open comment, just to share kind of what they'd be able to do in the event that the village board would go in that direction.
Okay. I'll go in new business when we get there about this. Mr. Baber, we know we had Chase here today. I don't, and this goes to the staff and board and everybody, I don't want to see vacancies. So since that did not pass, I would hope that it would be this village's, I know we're not playing realtors, I get that, but I hope if all this board members and staff will keep their eyes and ears open, because I consistently get phone calls from places saying, hey, how is this place and what's the square footage? And I always direct it right back to staff. So I encourage everybody, and even this community in itself, if you hear someone or know somebody that is interested in something that we have vacant or that's going to be vacant, to please contact the village, give them that information so we can maybe connect some dots. Okay? Does anybody else have anything for old business? No? How about new business? My new business is, we have a lot going on in this community. I had the opportunity to take the time and speak with individual trustees. Trustee Reinders, you were in Florida. Sorry, I did not want to bother you at that time. But I think it's important that maybe we entertain something of a committee of the whole, where we can just openly talk about different matters that are going on in the village, because it did take a lot of time for me to say, this is what's going on with this. It just took a long time to do that. And I think, and then after I talk to one trustee and then I go to the next, that next one has another idea and then I got to go back, and it's just a lot. So would anybody be interested in entertaining, just like Lisa can testify to this. I know she had questions about the budget and how the money goes. And I think that is something we really need to put our hands around too, is the finances. We really do need to look at sharpening our pencils. We have a lot of things coming up, got a lot of irons in the fire. Mike, do you have something? I always see that little finger go up when you have.
I just wanted to share with the public too, it is an open meeting. So from a procedural standpoint, the committee of the whole would meet just prior to our board meeting. So if the board meeting was at 6:30, the mayor could potentially order and create the committee of the whole to appear at 5:30. And it's a opportunity for all the board of trustees, kind of like when the mayor and the board voted to dispense with the rules, to have a nice back and forth, to go back and forth, to ask questions of the various staff members, and the public is there to visually see it. As the staff knows, and as the board of trustees know, they can't meet like this unless it's open. Okay, this is what they call the Open Meeting Act, requires whenever we have a certain amount of trustees and the mayor present, we need to make sure that it's open and transparent to the public, that you receive notice of it, so you have an opportunity to be heard and to observe what's going on. Having served in the capacity for law firms that have worked for other jurisdictions outside of Village of Homer Glen, it's worked very, very well. It's been a useful tool for both the trustees and for the public to really get in the nitty-gritty to see what's going on.
Madam Mayor? May I?
Yes.
I agree with exactly what you just stated. When I read a village package and I call Trustee Reinders and I hang up and I've got all her input and we've discussed certain topics, I go down the line, I call Mr. Mueller and I see what's happening with him and what his thought process is. I then turn around and call Mr. I know and I've done this with everybody, and I continue to do it my entire tenature here, so I know what you go through, and I know what you went through doing that with us. It's a pain to get everybody brought up to speed, so I would wholeheartedly welcome a committee of the whole.
Is everybody interested in that? Just like the attorney said, maybe an hour before the meeting, we'll start it off as such and then go from there. I know Mr. Braber does a great job sending out emails and notifying us.
I would welcome that wholeheartedly.
Okay, good. See? I think there's a lot of moving parts in this village, and I think it's important that we're all on the same page when it comes to.
And if I may, you summed it up, everyone being on the same page. It seems like it's that old game of telephone. It's, you know, it just gets passed down, and by the time it gets 2 or 3 of us in, something may have been missed, overlooked, or just where it's like, if it was an open discussion, I think it would clear up a lot of questions and streamline everything.
Well, and also it's the same conversation you have to have over and over and over again.
Yes, yes, it's painful. Okay, so I don't know how we have to go about that, because since it's not on the agenda, to make a motion to put it on the agenda.
Yeah, I will make a motion to put it.
But I don't think you can make a motion.
Oh, not for new business.
Yeah.
Discussion.
No.
So,
So I will call the village manager to get it put on the next agenda.
sure.
Yeah, actually, I believe it's already provided for via ordinance, ma'am, and I think we just have to give notice of it. The committee of the whole has already been established pursuant to our village code and
Right.
ordinances, and then the village manager or yourself, ma'am, would just post the notice.
48
within
hours.
The appropriate period of time, 48 hours or a little bit more, for the public to be apprised of it.
Okay.
And then it's convened.
Okay, perfect. And now I'm looking that we have a whole list of new business here, which I didn't even see. Okay, discussion to obtain consensus from the board to pursue an updated comprehensive plan. That is on new business. Who asked to put that on?
That was me.
Trustee Lepore, what you got?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A few board meetings ago, I brought up the Town Center Visioning Project. I wanted to revisit and pursue, and still looking into that. But after speaking with other trustees and other officials at the village, I was told that the comprehensive plan is really where we should be starting. Our comprehensive plan is in 2005. 2005 is pre-355 extension, and it's pre this building we're sitting in right now. There was an updated plan commissioned in 2020, but not approved. A comprehensive plan is a roadmap giving direction to the future of our village, and it's critical to our success. The time has come for a new comprehensive plan to ensure Homer Glen continues on a winning course. I'm asking for consensus of the board to pursue avenues to update the comprehensive plan and give the village the proper guidance to pursue the path forward. Thank you.
Just for clarity, the comprehensive plan was redone, but it was not passed in 2019. Just so everyone doesn't think we just sat on our hands for that. We actually did do some work, but it wasn't passed.
Correct. And if I may, I do think that a lot of that 2020 plan could be implemented currently. A lot of it is still relevant, but 2005 is just, the goal of the 2005 plan actually stated was to establish this village hall.
Correct.
So we're far beyond that, and I think the time has come for us to take parts of that 2020, but update that as well and get us up to speed here in 2025.
Sounds good. Anybody else want to add to that?
No, what I have found going through in actually applying for grants is a lot of your government grants or municipalities are required to have an updated comprehensive plan. So what I was told was that if you have an updated comprehensive plan, they look at you a little bit more favorable to see where you're at in planning your future. So I firmly believe we need to have we've grown, things have changed, we've rezoned, it's time. It's time for us to have a plan set in stone.
Any other comments? Okay, moving on to direction to finance. Wait, what am I reading? Oh, it's up here. Direction of Finance and Economic Development Departments regarding establishment of a tax increment financing TIF district. I'm going to assume that was you, Mr. Schaller.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that the village board directs the village manager to instruct the finance department and economic development department to initiate the process for establishing a tax increment financing district, TIF, for the 159th Street corridor. This shall include extensive research and analysis, including procurement of a professional eligibility study from a qualified consultant to verify that the area qualifies for the TIF designation under the Illinois Tax Increment Allocation Redevelopment Act, and to confirm the financial viability of the proposed project. I would like the departments to report their findings and recommendations back to this board within 120 days.
Sorry. I was listening. I already talked to you about this. I already know the details of it. Okay, so obviously you can't vote on something, but you're looking for consensus,
I'm
right?
looking for a consensus to move forward.
Trustee Scheller and I have talked about it. I think it's essential to the 159th Street corridor. The piece you missed that he just stated was that he would like to, get a consensus on the, maybe somebody looking into this and getting back to us within 120 days, maybe a service, making sure that we fall within. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm aware that TIF districts are very particular regarding the law. And if that means hiring a outside consultant to do this work, I think that's where my
And that's the
consensus
piece you
would be
missed.
moving to.
Yeah, and that's the piece that you had missed, Madam Mayor. But I'm all for that, and I think that if we're going to develop a corridor and do some increments as far as taxation, then this is the area to do it in to grow the area. So absolutely.
So is there a consensus for Mr. Shaler? Or his proposal, I
Yes.
said?
Aye.
I mean, there's no vote, it's
Right.
a consensus.
Yeah, I mean, may I say something?
Yes,
Madam?
please.
Just so the public's very, very aware, they're not taking final action on this. They're not making any binding resolution here. I mean, it's just simply Trustee Scheller is going to continue to explore what he's looking at, but there's going to be nothing binding made in regards to that discussion that they're having.
So it's just direction to investigate
Yes.
what we can do. Yes, okay. So I heard yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So that would, then you and Mr. Baber can talk about it. All right.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're very welcome. 3, direction to Finance and Economic Development Departments regarding establishment of a hotel motel tax. Who brought this one? Oh,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Scheller.
Mayor.
Okay.
I know the village does not have a hotel or motel currently. I think it's would be responsible for us to have our administration and our finance committee and economic development start researching and bringing forward a proposal for a hotel motel tax to be applied to lodging accommodations within the village of Homer Glen, including an estimated revenue projection and economic impact analysis. If they could put that together for us so we can make an educated decision moving forward.
So all, just for the residents to understand, this is all just work that we're looking into. It doesn't mean that anything's actually going to happen, just like the attorney said. This is just, I mean, we don't even have a hotel. But at least it's something to just kind of get the wheels moving on.
You have that whole area opening up on by Silver Cross Hospital, which is the sports complex. And at some point, I'm sure on Gauger somewhere or Faro or somewhere in our backyard, there's going to be a hotel that pops up to accommodate that. And I agree with Trustee Schaller that we need to get a hold of it. I talked to Trustee Holhauser, Trustee Lepore about this already, Trustee Mueller. And this is where all those 55 phone calls come in. And I think we need to get ahead of it.
Okay. So is there consensus to kind of look into that and move forward on that a little bit?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. There you go. And
I actually think that Director Jamie Patch has done some research on this already. It probably just needs to be updated.
Chris, do you know? I know, so was I. It was driving me crazy.
Just so everybody knows, we do have the Boo Farm, and we're not going to be using all of the Boo Farm for the wastewater treatment plant. So we have, an amazing piece of property right there at 355.
And they still own the frontage.
Yeah, but we still own the whole
The
side.
whole backside.
The whole side of Gauger. The whole side of Gauger.
Yep. Joe?
29 acres.
Yep.
So what I'm hearing on items, I guess, 1, 2, 3, and 4, we'll move forward in doing some investigating on all these topics. We'll get some information provided to the board through probably initially the A&F committee and then to the board as a whole. And once we establish the committee as a whole, it'll be a good opportunity to provide this information to the entire board. At that time, I know that our economic director, Janie, has been working on a number of these issues. Upon her return, I know she's going to be able to give us some insight as to what transpired with the comprehensive plan, the 159th Street corridor back in the early 2000s. We've been doing a little bit of digging with that. Some of it is of record, some of it is not. So I anticipate upon our return, we'll be able to provide additional information on a lot of these topics.
Okay. And then obviously we have number 4, which is direction of village manager regarding hiring a social media and communications firm. I think that's pretty much everybody on the board that
We voted for this and
We
put it in
did.
place a year ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
I knew it's been some time, and this
Have
is
the
something that we
RFP on my
need.
desk as we speak.
There you go.
Yep, and we need something like this to get ahead of what we're doing, where we're at. A lot of the audience and our residents have questions. You've heard Mr. Bugeaud a couple times tonight, where are we at with this, where are we at with that? This is what that position is for. It's for getting ahead of it, putting out what we're doing, where we're at with certain topics, and helping us on the social media side to get it in front of our residents.
Trustee Mason, I agree with you. I believe it's important, especially with economic development. Other municipalities use radio and TV to garner interest in their communities, to have economic development come to them. And I don't want this village to be left behind with other communities.
Right.
Taking something that we could have in our own backyard.
Elk Grove Village is a perfect example. You hear them on the radio. They're always promoting the growth and the businesses and the economic boom that they're experiencing. And as you state, Trustee Schaller, they're on the TV, they're on the radio, they're everywhere. We need somebody with those types of skills to get out in front of our residents and the community.
Agreed.
Okay, so you have your new tasks. How fun.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Sorry. So I'm going to go back to one of the things we talked about earlier. It's kind of ironic. I brought up something and didn't even know somebody was sitting in the audience. Hi, Erica. So I actually talked about, I don't know if you stepped up and that's what made me see you, was that we talked about the lobbyists that were looking to assist us in different matters, especially with Illinois American Water. Attorney, did you want to touch base with what you were just saying earlier?
Yes, so one of the consultant groups, and everybody says lobbyists and they get this bad negative impression of what lobbyists do, but certainly the village has consultants that are working on our behalf currently right now out in Washington to try to assist us on a whole myriad of issues. One of them has to do with public infrastructure, water infrastructure and sewer infrastructure, and relief for folks, seniors and such. So that's going in that direction, the federal direction. The second thing that the mayor and the village manager have been looking at too is strategic consultants that could assist us in our efforts here in Springfield. Currently, right now, a lot of that's been happening through the trustees themselves individually, the mayor on the phone all the time, the village manager, and on occasion myself, speaking to various members of the House and also the Senate. So the mayor and I believe the village manager did have an opportunity to speak with representatives from the Darden and Associates. Is that correct, Joe? Was that that group? And I've also spoken with Ms. Erica Darden, who I think is here today, right, Madam Mayor? Yes.
That's what I said. I thought I saw her get up and exit the room, and I was like, I think that's her.
Okay, and
it's hard to see back there.
Madam Mayor, I think that the rules have still been dispensed with.
They
We
have.
haven't gone back, so there we go.
Would you guys like to come out to the podium to speak at all? I know it's kind of, I don't know if that's what you plan to come here tonight for. Kind of putting you on the spot. That's how we do it here, I guess. We're ready for everything. That's perfect. There's your interview. Now, did you have anything you wanted to share about your business and your consulting firm and some things that we had talked about, like what you would be assisting us with if the board was to take a look at these, what we discussed already?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, trustees. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to speak tonight. I'm very familiar with issues with municipal water and, of course, the issues that Homer Glen is facing right now. Our firm currently operates in Springfield. We're lobbyists on a number of issues. Municipalities is one of our specialties. We have great insight into the village and municipalities committee down in Springfield, so that's probably one of our top areas of focus. So we operate with unbridled optimism And believe it or not, just thinking that it's possible is one of the keys to getting things done in the lobbying field. And that's how we approach our work, and that's what we do.
And as far as the issues particular to Homer Glen, we are familiar with them. I did have the pleasure to sit down and speak with the mayor and the city and village administrator and talk at length about some of the issues that are going on here. Unfortunately, it is not uncommon, and it isn't. Homer Glen is not the first village to have experienced something like this. But furthermore, we, as a lobbying firm, can be very specific in what we do. We've got great relationships outside of the General Assembly. We also work very well with all of our state departments. The Illinois Commerce Commission, she comes over to our office and has lunch with us, and we love talking to her about some of the issues that we're seeing with a lot of our municipalities, as well as every other issue that a city or village can face when it comes to operating and ensuring that all their needs and goals are met and that their citizens' needs and goals are met. So specifically to the water issue, absolutely yes. We talked about it, we're on board with that. But as far as general lobbying, and like you said earlier, I think it was the village attorney, we get a bad reputation, but it is something that our firm does with passion, and it's something that we do with a win in mind for our clients. We take it very seriously, and we are looking forward to helping the village of Homer Glen succeed in all of their goals, not just the water goal.
Well, thank you. That was sort of like a impromptu, because like I said, I just kind of looked out there and I thought I recognized you sitting back there. So it's kind of the perfect opportunity for you guys to speak a little bit. Does the board have any questions for them at all? And this is part of the process too. This is kind of what I was saying about the committee of the whole. If we would have had a committee of the whole time or something, it would have been beneficial at that time to discuss what's happening and how we met and all that stuff. So I know I may have told some of you, but not all the greater details. So thank you for introducing yourself. I'm sure we're going to have more discussions about this. And
I do.
Mr. Boujan. Oh, Trustee Mason. Trustee Mason has the floor. Go ahead, Trustee Mason.
Welcome and thank you for coming tonight. Appreciate you guys being here and taking questions. What current village, towns, or cities do you currently work with?
We work with a number of municipalities, sometimes on specific agenda items. City of Blue Island, Chicago Heights, Harvey, Robbins. We've done some work with Bolingbrook.
Okay, okay. I was just checking to see if it was, south, southwest, north. I'm sure the challenges change daily by municipality, so there's no sense of asking you specifics at this time, but thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Well, thank you very much. We'll be discussing things, and then either Mike or Joe will get back to you. Okay? Thank you, guys. All right, any more old business or new business? And seeming there's no workshop, are we going into executive session? I know they're listed here, but do we need to go in? Yes? Okay. Is there a motion to go into executive session for discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Hold on.
We have to specifically say ongoing litigation.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing no second.
Hold on.
Ongoing litigation. And then also public utility.
Okay, so we're going into executive session for public utility, ongoing litigation, discussion regarding personnel, discussion regarding pending litigation, and executive session minutes. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Reinders.
Second.
Trustee Holzhauser. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break.